What's up, people? Of course, I want to share something with everybody again. I had a class today with my family, and I don't do traditional classes like a lot of my brothers and sisters do. I don't. I'm not consistent with teaching my family, and and myself. I think it's a responsibility for the man to educate their children and their family, and to provide physically for them and financially. And today I want to share something with y'all guys, so we're all in on the class today. And my daughter, I want you to watch this, Amira. And it's a lesson that I learned back in the 90s in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's kind of a strange story because it was a negative situation that was also positive. And that's basically the scenario in Philadelphia and all my experiences in Philadelphia anyway. You know, you get negative and positive in everything. So it's how you handle it. Now, this story was about me taking a class, asbestos class. It was a carpentry class. And they had a job in the union in Philadelphia, and everybody wanted to get in the union. The union is where you have how you say it? The union in Philadelphia is strong, a lot stronger than here in the South. And the unions up there are teams of people that come together in the workforce, whichever workforce you're in, you're a carpenter, plumber, electrician. They all have unions that come together, and they pay dues, pay money, small amounts of money, and then they get support for each other. It's very hard to get fired from a job, especially for anything that's you're right about. So a lot of people up north take unions very serious. If you try to come on a job and work without the union of Philadelphia, you're going to be in some trouble, dealing with some rowdy people with guns and everything. I mean, the union is crazy, man. It's gangster. However, I was trying to get in the union because it's good pay too. You get top pay. They force the people who you're working for to pay you at what you're supposed to get paid. Now, I was in Philadelphia, and I couldn't get in the plumbing union. I wasn't really taking plumbing. I wasn't licensed back then, and it wasn't easy. You know, there's a lot of family orientated stuff. But anyway, I was trying to get into this union where you work in asbestos. And people who don't know what asbestos is, this little fiber that bees in all kind of material that you use, especially in construction, but it's in everything, in your house, everywhere. And asbestos have been replaced by other material nowadays, but they still have asbestos in things, especially older things, anything that goes back from 1970, even paint. If you live in an older house, you can be exposed with asbestos. And the way asbestos work is these little fiber things that you breathe in, you can't see, and they stick into your lungs. And over the years, if you get too much in there, those little ice picks that go into your lungs grow lumps of flesh over them, and it stops your breathing. It stops. It makes bumps in your lungs, so it's hard to breathe. And there's no cure for it. It's not like they can operate to take those out. So over the years, you die from asbestos disease. However, I had no intention of joining this job, even though they was paying top dollar, like $20-something an hour. But I had no intentions of joining it. But I went in anyway to hopefully it wasn't bad as I thought it was. So when I joined, I got a positive out of this whole situation, even though I came out without a job because I wasn't going to do it. But I learned something else in there, a valuable point in life. And I want to share that with my family and my daughter, Amira. I hope you watch this so you can learn a lesson. But the lesson is about the teacher. He gave us a book that he was writing on the side, other than what was in the class criteria. So he was writing a book about basically people who never grow up, people who still on the corners drinking and smoking and doing a lot of things that you did when you was a kid, unmindful. And these people grow up, and a lot of people never leave that mind frame, so they're still in this mind frame as a kid. They're still blaming other things for not fulfilling their goals. They're still blaming other people. They're still living in the illusion that life is dealt how it is to them, and they just gotta roll with it. But in reality, he was explaining that these people are deaf, dumb, and blind. He said these people are cursed, and they have to wake up. He said, so he was explaining to us that life is what you make it. And to kind of explain my wife what this book was about, I asked her a question. I said, what do you do to lose weight? Or what do you do to take care of your children? Or what do you do to, I was trying to name things that you have to do. So, to try to get her to understand the main point. What is your answer to why you last so long in your marriage? Why do you give your kids their medicine on time every day, like the doctor said do? And she came up with a lot of answers. She said the most strongest answer she came up with was be patient, but that wasn't the answer I was looking for. I want you to bring it down to the lowest denomination. I want you to bring it down to something simple that everybody could understand. What is it? So I'm asking you out there, Amira, and I'm asking all of you guys, what is it that make you stick to something that you do? What made you last so long in whatever you're doing? And the simplest answer, to bring it down to the lowest form, the simplest answer is that it's something you wanted to do. So there you go. You get what you want in life. Is anything you want, you have to work on it. You have to educate yourself about it. You have to pray on it. You have to want it. And you'll achieve it. And a lot of people are stuck in this mind, even at 60 years old. They still think that things are just supposed to be given to you. And they don't understand that it's up to you. It's what your intentions, it's what your actions and your speech are going to actually do. And, there's still people out in the corner doing what they do for years to a point where they can't even, their faculties doesn't even work anymore. That's a curse. These people are deaf, dumb, and blind. They're cursed. They won't see, they won't hear the truth. But in this lesson today, I want you to keep this in mind as you grow older. Don't keep making excuses. Don't keep staying in the same situation. Don't keep making the same mistakes. You got to grow up. You got to take it upon yourself to do what it takes to get what you want. If you want something, learn about it. Make initiative. Of course, it's things that you'll never get, no matter how much you want them. Because it's just not written for you. But the effort that you make to try to get it, you'll get something else better. That's how life works. That's how God works. If you don't get what you want or something get taken away from you, He'll replace it with something better if you have faith. So I want you guys to understand that, because it's a lesson that stayed with me since I was I had to be 18, 19 years old, about 19, 20 years old. And I just wanted to share that, especially with my daughter. So basically, don't get caught in this mind frame that somebody owe you something, life don't owe you nothing, and don't wait on life to give you something. If you want something, go for it. Hopefully it's something good that you want so that you'll get something better if you don't get what you want. That's the key to life, you know. Achieve what you're trying to get. Don't let yourself be cursed and be deaf, dumb, and blind, and stuck, stagnant in whatever you're doing. And that's the key, you know. My wife was telling me her first answer was to be patient. Of course you're going to be patient, but that's just only one piece. I want you to give me a definite answer, a simplified answer. It got to be something you want. Why did you stay married for 20 years? It's something you wanted. You did it. You might not achieve nothing else in life, but you got what you wanted in life. And that's how it is. And that's why I believe in heaven and hell. You know, when you die, you're going to get what you want. And, you know, I believe you'll actually realize that your life is hell on earth. If you get hell in the next life, you was living in hell on earth. You just didn't realize it. And heaven on earth is having clarity, having sincerity, having certainty of your situation, being focused, you know, being positive. And all right, peace.